This is even a show. This is just me talking about nonsense. To be fair, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I do have a couple of topics, and I will get to them. But first and foremost, about that Cyberpunk series. Yeah, I decided to just straight up cancel that series. I didn't feel like playing anymore, and also that thing right there. Am I pointing at it? Yeah, that thing right there. That is my PC. It is dead. And if you don't know what I mean by that, basically, I don't know what the problem is with the PC at the moment, but it's not like the monitor just starts going crazy. So I have to take it to the shop and figure out what's going on there. So at this point, I'm not really playing any games. I've been drawing a lot, because I want to be a comic book artist. It's kind of like my main goal in life is to be a comic book artist. I apologize. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm so nervous. Like the nerves are getting to me. You can't really see my hand shaking, but trust me, it's shaking. It's shaking. Okay. Let me show you something incredible that I bought. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. I bought this lightsaber. No, it wasn't from Disneyland. It was not from Disneyland. I bought this from a little website. I'll probably link it like in the description or something. So if you want to buy a lightsaber, you can very much go ahead. Yours might be cooler than mine. Like mine's is running out of batteries because you can see it flickering on and off. So I have to put new batteries in there. But usually, this thing is badass, dude. So, it keeps telling me to plug my computer in. Listen, I don't need to plug my computer in. You have no idea how pissed off I am that I can't buy a PS5. I'm so pissed off. I bought a PlayStation 4 because I couldn't buy a PS5. You would think that after, 2 years, I would have a lot more to talk about. I do not. My life is not that interesting, so I apologize. I know I have plenty to talk about, but I don't do scripts. I had shown my friends on Discord a clip of me from like a couple years ago, me playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I showed them me raging and me slamming my controller. I had the controller, but the controller is so busted that I just had to toss it. So I do have a Snapchat that I'll show from the aftermath of that situation, because I'll just tell you the story now. I broke my mirror while I was I had broken my mirror when I was raging, because I threw the controller towards like the corner of my room, and apparently the controller bounced and it hit the mirror, and the mirror just shattered in pieces. So I was just sitting there and wondering what went wrong. And that was not the first mirror I broke, okay? I've broken 2 mirrors in that room alone. So the first time was the controller. I didn't record that one, but the second time it was same controller, except I didn't throw it in the corner. I threw it on the other side, and I had this stress ball, because back then I used to have stress balls because I was really stressed out back then. I mean, why else would you have a stress ball? But I had a stress ball, and I threw it. I had thrown the stress ball across the room. It ricocheted, went back to that same corner that the first mirror broke, and it broke the second mirror. The second mirror was just shattered in pieces. And on that same night, I had to go to like a little Halloween event that was happening in my town. It was so bad, but it was hilarious. It was so funny. I'll show the clip. I'll show the clip while I'm talking about this, but it's so funny. So I threw this thing in the wrong direction, and yeah, like I never had laughed so hard at a clip because that was instant karma. it was literally like the snap of your fingers, instant karma. My gosh, that's why I don't have any mirrors in my room anymore. Like literally, if you look around in my room, you don't see a single mirror or anything like that. Because, once I play video games, I start to rage, I start to throw things. Thankfully, I haven't thrown my, PlayStation controller. But I have thrown my 3DS, which is, right over there. I have thrown that a couple times. I broke, the little cartridge that, Street Fighter came in. And, I thought, in my mind, I thought the cartridge was okay. But I tried to put it back in. And the cartridge just didn't, it was pretty much done for. I couldn't do anything about that. And funny thing about Street Fighter, look at this shit. Look at this. You think I'm kidding? That is Street Fighter 5, right? So I bought the game again. I did not toss it yet. I did not toss the disc. But I will toss this because I don't really. But yeah. Street Fighter and me do not get along, but I still play the games. I remember I went to this Street Fighter tournament, and I knew I was bad at the game, but I wanted to go to the tournament anyways, just to at least participate. And in this tournament, there were 16 people. I was one of the 16. I was facing off against this kid. This kid was, I shouldn't even call him a kid. He was older than me at the time. I think he was in high school. Back then, I was I was going into middle school. I was going into my 6th grade at the time. And no. Sorry, I wasn't in middle school yet. I was still in elementary school at the time. And it was all happening at this car show in a place called Ocean City. I don't know if you guys know what Ocean City is. It is not fucking Shell City from SpongeBob, okay? That is not where the place is. It is a little amusement park, basically. It's kind of like Boardwalk, or it's kind of like Venice Beach in a way. It's basically Venice Beach, just kind of like I guess it is like Boardwalk actually. Yeah, it is like Boardwalk or Santa Clarita or Santa Cruz. That's what I'm thinking about, Santa Cruz. I'm sorry, I've been in California for how long and I don't recognize any of the places. In this tournament, 16 people, I defeated, I think, 6 people? I was in the top, I'll just say that. I was one of the top players left. I can't do math right now. And I used one player, and that was, actually no, I used 2 characters. I was using Blanca, and I was using Vega. Man, I got past 6 other people. Now the last person I was fighting, or I was going up against, he used poison. That was her. And I don't have a problem with people using poison, but it was just this day I did not want to go up against poison for some apparent reason. I did not want to fight against poison. If you guys don't know what poison is, that right there, that person right there, that's poison. I just put a little PNG for you guys, so I can edit. I faced up against this person, right? And it was by far the worst Street Fighter experience I've ever faced in my life, because this guy, absolute pro. Okay, he knew everything about my character and his character. So he knew the moves he anticipated my moves. He knew exactly what I was gonna when I was gonna dodge, when I was gonna jump, and basically there was no way I could win. But I had came back in the second round. The first round, he whooped my ass. Okay, I'm trash at Street Fighter, so he whooped my ass in the first round. Second round, I came back, and the third round, the announcers were talking about something, and it kind of threw me off my game. And the guy kind of like nudged me, so I couldn't focus on what was happening in the fight during like the actual battle. So I ended up losing to a grab, and I had gotten this was my first ever rage, like game rage. This is my first ever game rage. So I had got so mad that I took the joypad, or like the little the joypad. I had tossed it, and I threw it I threw it across the stage. And if you guys have ever seen like the Smash Bros, like the little Smash Bros Rage compilations, and there's always the guy that kind of like, you know he's pissed off. You know he's obviously pissed off, but he tries to shrug it off, gives him a handshake, walks away. That wasn't me. I didn't give this guy a fucking handshake. I gave him the fucking middle finger, and I took off. I threw the joypad and I took off. And the thing was is that my cousin and my aunt were both in the fucking audience. It was a car show, so they were looking at the cars. But I was busy in a goddamn Street Fighter tournament, and I lost to a grab. So I was so pissed off, and of course, like, I had to pay him back for the joypad. I don't know how much the joypad was at the time. And by the way, this was Street Fighter 4, I believe. This was like Street Fighter, like Ultra. I think it was like Ultra Street Fighter 4 or something like that. And so, like, the joypad, I don't think the joypads really matter. But at this point, yeah, the guy was pissed. Like, like the guy who was in control of like the whole tournament, he was pissed off. It was so funny thinking back at it, because this guy, he had such a smug fucking look on his face. It was like if he was like the villain, not the villain, but like the guy that has a crush on Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. He looked exactly like that motherfucker, and I hated him for it. I was so pissed off that I lost, man. But at this point, I've gotten used to Street Fighter. I don't necessarily like Street Fighter as much as I did back then, but I have a bit more composure for Street Fighter because of that tournament. So hopefully I'll be, A-okay, and I can still continue to play Street Fighter without breaking something. So yeah, that was a great experience. So when I was a kid, my elementary school had these days where we would basically do a lot of activities outside, and it was called Field Day because we were getting active. It's kind of like that Nickelodeon thing that people do, like a day outside. I forgot what it's called. You know what I mean? When Nickelodeon like completely cuts out the channel and makes you go outside. It thinks you're going outside, but honestly, you're just sitting there watching Disney Channel because fuck Nickelodeon. I have nothing against Nickelodeon, but that whole day of play thing is so stupid. People ain't playing outside. People ain't playing outside in this generation. Are you kidding me? They're playing Fortnite. The school I went to, we had a field day, and the teachers would also participate, just to be there for the kids and also to supervise. Maybe you having performance issues? Fuck you. Teachers would also participate in this field day, and we could also have chaperones. And I had this chaperone. The chaperone was my mother at the time, and there's a picture that I have with me and my mom, and I didn't realize that I could get shorter. I didn't realize that I was any shorter than I am right now. Is there something I'm not doing? Can someone please Google how to get taller? I'm not going to Google it because I'll feel too embarrassed, but if someone can Google that and send me send me the results, I would very much appreciate that. We had a game where you throw water balloons at other kids, and you would also get like a chaperone to help you out. So, if you remember the certain scene from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, when Flint made ice cream start snowing, when throwing these ice cream balls at other kids, I remember always looking at that scene and wondering where I recognized that from. Goddamn teacher throwing these water balloons at other kids. I think that this guy was letting out some frustration that day, because I swear, I kid you not, this guy was headshotting every single kid that went up against him, because we were going up in lines. So there was a single file line, right? And the kids would come up one by one. They would kind of dodge and weave and try to get away from the water balloons. And then the teachers, they just casually throw water balloons, not as forcefully as this guy. This teacher had absolutely no remorse against these fucking kids. I don't think I went up against him. And if I did, I don't remember it, because he must have hit me so hard that he jangled up all my memories, I guess. I don't know. But this guy had single-handedly demolished every single kid that went up against him. It's like if you're playing like a local, or you're playing an online multiplayer match in Call of Duty, and there's that one guy with the sniper that just headshots everything he sees. That was my teacher. Or that wasn't my teacher, but that was the teacher that we were going up against. And there was this one kid that we all thought had a chance to actually eliminate this teacher, because we were doing eliminations, and this teacher eliminated every single one of us at this point. I don't know if I was there once again, but I'm just gonna assume that I was there because I remember the story at least. So this guy, he went up against, it was this guy had red head. He was a redheaded kid, and he was going up against the teacher. I probably should get the teacher name, but I'm already so far into the story that the name is pretty much irrelevant. So he went up against the teacher. As he dodged the first water balloon, we all were cheering. We were just so happy that he dodged the first water balloon, because we thought that he actually stood a chance against this goddamn teacher. And Lord and behold, here comes the second water balloon. There's no coming back. He's going to be in a coma for about 2 or 3 years. He had to have been out for like a good week or two, because we didn't see him after that. I'm not going to lie to you. We didn't see his kid after field day. Or after that certain game. We seen him, but he was on the ground. And that was the last I seen him, at least. This is what I always think when I always mention the story. I think that this kid, he's done it all in life, alright? I think he's done. I think after the teacher had hit him with the water balloon, this kid just said, alright, I think it's about time I pack my bags, get the fuck out of this town. I think he straight up left town. His parents moved him away. His parents said, no, I'm done with this shit, and we're just gonna move away. I overall think that's actually what happened. I think after the full force of that water balloon just hit him, he decided, okay, I'm just gonna listen to my parents and move away. He wanted to graduate, right? He wanted to graduate in that in that school. But after field day, none of us saw him anymore. I mean, maybe he went to another school, but I highly doubt that. Because we were already like a month in before we graduate. So if you transfer to a school the last month of fifth grade, because yes, I did graduate in fifth grade from elementary. I think elementary is until fifth grade. I'm pretty sure elementary is till fifth grade. But I did graduate from elementary in fifth grade, and it was a month before that we had field day. So I'm pretty sure that kid moved, or something must have happened that I'm not aware about. But that kid definitely, he's got some issues. He's got some issues that need to be worked out with the teacher. It's a painful experience. Okay, so if you did enjoy this, thank you. If you did watch, this series is officially called The Mind of KZ, I guess, because so many people called it that, and so many people wanted, the series to continue, so that's why I'm making this video. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still very nervous. I don't know what the hell I was talking about, but everything I said in this video is what happened in my life. I think, the only reason I made this series is because overall I want to talk, I want to discuss things about what the hell goes on in my life, I guess. And it's as simple as that. I just kind of want to express my life, and if people enjoy it, they enjoy it. Thank you. If you've watched, I really do appreciate it, and hopefully you have a good night, a good day. I don't know what time it is in your zone. I don't know what time I'm going to upload this at, so I just hope you have a good time. Thank you very much.